welcome back to another day of Vlogmas. Today's episode is going to be a Q&A, and behind the camera I have my roommate, and she's going to ask me the questions.
Did you get my light reflecting onto your face?
Because I film with my phone, which is very unfortunate when trying to look at my Instagram story replies. So she was just like, first she wanted me to read it. She wanted me to do it in here so that she could hear me from her bedroom. But then she so kindly volunteered.
I'm a big fan.
Okay.
I'm your number one fan.
No!
It's not the time. Give me a sticker.
He has this rainbow toy that he keeps wanting to play with and squeak
Reindeer.
it. Oh, I say rainbow.
Yeah. Good boy.
And this is just not the time. Mommy's filming.
Alright.
Anyway, okay, so we're just gonna jump in. These are questions that people ask me on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. I'll put my little... I think my Instagram's pretty cool. Honestly,
Yeah.
pretty...
You're much more active than me. I just posted for the first time in 40 minutes.
I know. I always check. I'm like, is Ellie posted anything? Never. I know you did. I'll put a picture on the screen. She looks so beautiful. Okay. I should put a picture of you right now. I'll put a picture of your graduation picture. Anyway. Okay. First question.
Okay. I don't know if you know this, but somebody asked, what's your Enneagram and Myers-Briggs?
Oh.
Or one or the other.
So, yeah. I don't know my Myers-Briggs. I should know that.
Yeah.
But isn't that like LMFAJ? Like it has like a bunch of letters. I don't know all that. But my Enneagram is a 2 wing 3, which is very accurate. Usually once you figure out what number you are, like I'm a 2, there are certain wings that you usually are connected to that. Obviously everybody's different, but a 2 wing 3 is common and it has its name. It's the host, which I dream about the day that I can host a party and make a big cheese board for people. I'm gonna do it on Christmas. I can't decide if I'm gonna do a cheese board or like a breakfast board with like waffles and pancakes and stuff, but love it, love it. But some of the things that this says, it says 2 wing 3s are driven to be successful and ambitious. They want to inspire others to live up to their potential. They're often shapeshifters. They innately know what people need, want, blah, blah, blah. They're cheery and optimistic. This says their cheeriness and external optimism may hide inner sadness, resentment, or bitterness. Gotta go.
It's true of everybody.
Yeah. And so it says there's always like when you're a healthy 2 wing 3 or when you're an unhealthy 2 wing 3. This says when healthy, they're inspiring, generous, selfless, and authentic. When they're unhealthy, they're manipulative, self-evaluating, and defensive, which I think is accurate on both sides. It's like if you're in a healthy state of being a 2 wing 3, you're giving and happy and, you know, you care about other people more than yourself, which I'm really good at, as the Christmas gifts under my tree would tell you. But then when it's unhealthy, it's like I did something for you, I deserve something in return, and like manipulative of like, in that sense, like I do this for you but you won't do this for me, like sounds like my ex. Anyway, okay, next question. I'm a 2 wing 3. You can look up more if you want, but also if you want, comment what you are, because I'm really interested in that.
I took it. I don't remember what mine was. I think I was like a 7 or an 8.
Yeah, you're probably like an achiever or something.
Yes. Okay, somebody asked, what do you use to edit your videos with?
Oh, I'm very fancy. Paid a lot of money. Okay, honestly, I use iMovie, but the Mac is like over $1,000. So I did invest a lot of money in this software. I know that a lot of people use like Final Cut Pro, but I feel like that stresses me out. And as of right now, I enjoy my videos just being like
simple.
Yeah, simply made. Like I'm like, I don't want to add a ton of other things and make it complicated for myself, because I also think I will stop enjoying editing if I do that. Like I feel like it'll be more stressful and take more time. Right now, I can pretty much rough cut a video in like an hour-ish, which is like a good amount of time for me to invest in a video. So I'm gonna use iMovie.
Your favorite thing about Christmas time?
I think that my favorite thing about Christmas is, it's like multiple things, but my favorite thing is that they always all happen. Like Christmas Eve, we watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Love it. Christmas morning, we wake up, cinnamon rolls, open presents, takes forever. The next day, we go to Louisiana. It's like just the whole season of Christmas is so happy and family oriented, and I just love it. I wish it was Christmas all the time. I also love like Christmas lights. Fantastic. Because I think what I've realized is that like even though we're in a pandemic, nothing that I love about Christmas has really changed. Like it's never been like going out anywhere or doing anything. It's like getting to see my family, which I luckily get to do. Obviously, as we know, I've been tested. And I think I might get tested again before Louisiana. It was honestly not bad at all. I was so surprised. But anyway, if you're gonna go see your family, be safe. I love Christmas! And Christmas movies, obviously.
Somebody asked, do you have a favorite musical?
I know who asked this. Emily, do you even watch my videos? I don't have a favorite musical. I don't watch musicals. I think The Greatest Showman is not a musical, is it?
I think it is. I mean, yeah. It's got a lot of music.
I know, like, what makes it a musical? I love The Greatest Showman. I love the music of Rent, but I don't think I've ever actually seen the musical. I love the music of Wicked.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Oh, I love Wicked.
I feel like I'm just more, like I've just heard the songs, but never actually. I know we used to have some of those DVDs, but we don't anymore. Anybody know where I can watch a musical? I don't know. Like,
we tried to watch Hamilton, but we didn't really.
oh yeah, I could not get into Hamilton, which I know I need to like sit and watch it because everybody said it's so good, but it's so long. Like we got into it, we probably only watched like 20 minutes and we just couldn't. And then we were like, oh my gosh, there's like over 2 hours left. Like we were like, we can't do it.
Yeah.
So don't hate me, but I haven't watched that. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get into musicals just for you, Emily.
Molly asked, what is your favorite memory from Milledgeville?
So I went to college in Milledgeville, Georgia for 2 years before transferring to KSU. What's my favorite memory? Ugh. How do you ever pick a favorite memory of anything?
Yeah.
I think just in general, living with my best friends was like the best thing ever. I feel like it's like the only time in your life that you really get to do it is in college. Then everybody gets married and they move in with their significant others, and it's like you never get how fun it is to always come home to your best friends and like nobody else is taking their attention. It's like you always are like watching TV shows together. You always have somebody to go do something with. Like we'd always be like, going to Kroger, who's coming? There were 4 of us. And I don't know, I just loved living with them. That was my favorite part. It was never like
one specific memory.
Yeah, like there's not one thing I remember that sticks out. Sorry, just living with you. That was enough for me, Molly.
Okay, this kind of goes with that. How was your college experience? I asked this one.
Oh, shots fired. It was great until I met Ellie. And then it was terrible. Overall, I loved college. I would live the 4 years again if I could. I know everybody always says that. They're like, college is the best 4 years of your life. You're always going to want to go back. And when you're in it, I feel like that's not true. Like, when you're like, I can't wait to be done. This is so annoying. But then now, like, being graduated, I'm like, okay, so now what do I do? Like, I'm in the real, like, am I supposed to have a job? Like, am I supposed to, what am I supposed to be doing? And I think in college you get to focus. I did work all 4 years of college, but in college, like, your focus is you, which is nice because I feel like after that you can never really do that again. Again, I guess I can because I'm single, so I don't have to worry about anybody else. My first 2 years I was in Milledgeville, and I loved both years. My second 2.5 years, I was at KSU. I would say the worst part of my college experience was the relationship that I was in, which changed a lot of things for me. There's a lot of things I would have done differently or experiences I would have gotten to do had I not been in such a controlling relationship. I think the time before it and the time after it kind of make up for as much as we can. You know, I can't go back and change it. And in the time, I guess I was kind of happy. I don't really, but it was good. I think nobody asked for my advice, but my advice would be stay as close as you can to your friends. I think that was part of, in my relationship, I stopped doing anything with my friends. I was just like always with my boyfriend, which I know is common, but it was so important to me to have friendships, and I was such an extrovert that I wanted to be out doing things, and I just kind of let that part of me go. If you're an introvert, also be an introvert. Like, read your books in your room, I don't know. But, like, stay true to what you want to do and enjoy those years, because eventually society or life or whatever starts controlling everything you do, and it's a lot less fun. So go to the party, drink the alcohol.
What was your student teaching experience?
Saddle up, friend. So in general, my student teaching experience was about a 2 out of 10. I would give it. The kids were great both semesters. So I had 2 different sets of kids, and as we know, Corona happened. So I got January, February, March, like 2.5 months of student teaching in the classroom, and then the rest was all virtual, which was a mess. Would have been great and really informative and helpful if my CT knew what she was doing. That's my cooperating teacher. And she didn't, and so she relied on me a lot for anything technological, which I don't know anything about tech. Like, I didn't know anything that she didn't know.
That drove
really
me insane.
It was just, and I feel like everybody in our cohort felt that. Like, teachers were always pushing it. Like, they were like,
because you're young, you must know how everything technology-based works.
And I'm like, teaching my grandfather how to use the iPhone that I've been using for years is different than trying to navigate some platform that I've never used. Like, you've never used it and I've never used it, so why am I, like,
because you're young.
I was literally having to teach all of the teachers in the grade, like, how to use it, and the way that I was learning was just by exploring and doing it. Like, I just logged on and was like, let me see where these things are, like, because that's what you have to do. And then she'd be like, okay, great, can you teach everybody else? And so there were just a lot of things that were put on my plate that shouldn't have been or wouldn't have been had we been in person. So I don't want to say that my experience would have been as bad had we been in person, but
different, it'd have been different.
Yeah, would have been very different. And there was just, my CT just kind of took some breaks every now and then.
Vegas.
I think part of the problem was she wasn't clear on my role. Like, she was like, oh, like, you're the teacher for this semester. And I was like, no, not at all. Like, I'm supposed to be still learning from you. You're supposed to be helping me, instead of being like, these are the targets for the week, like, make the lesson plans. It was not how it was supposed to go, but it's how it went. So, yeah, I would just say it could have been better, but I learned a lot.
I remember going into student teaching, they were like, you're either going to learn what to do or what not to do. So it's like, you know, you kind of got to hit both ends of that.
Yeah. And I will say, when we were in person, she was better. Yeah. But I think genuinely deep down, part of the problem is that I don't think she wanted to be a teacher. Like, she didn't want to do the work that it takes.
That's what I always found so strange about some of the people. I was like, this is a lot. Like, just to become a teacher is so much stuff on top of college. Like, hundreds of hours of student teaching on top of hundreds of hours of classes.
Yeah, like,
it's not just like some easy, kid education, that's an easy throwaway major. Like, no, it's a lot.
I know. It's like every major is like hard. What makes me mad is that education is always put as like the throwaway major, like the easy major. And I remember one time, I will never forget, we were studying for a final. This was when I was in Milledgeville, and we had like this huge board, and it was like all the theorists and all that they did and all these different things. And somebody was like, oh my gosh, what major is that? They're like, are you like chemistry majors? And we were like, education. And they were like, oh my gosh. I'm like, what do you think we do? Color all day? Like,
I think that's what people do. Because, like, I mean, honestly, I didn't know what to expect going into college, being like with the goal of being a teacher. But I do remember, like, one of the first days I walked into class, it was like that first education class we took, and the teacher had like Legos on the table, and I was like, oh, perfect, like, I love this. And then it's like the next day, it's like, all right, let's talk about all this crazy hard stuff and how to report all this stuff. And I'm just like, all right.
I know. I think that I didn't think it would be easy, but I didn't think it would be as difficult as it was. Like, learning about the why behind everything you do, learning all of the legal things that you have to do, learning all of, you know, there's so much that we have to know, and there's so much we do outside of just like going into the classroom and teaching. Like, there's so much behind it, there's so much before it, after it, during it, like, but I love it.
Yep. Morgan asked the top 3 Christmas presents you bought. I don't know if you could say.
Tea. So I'm not gonna give a ton of details. Both my sister and my mom watch this, and one of my favorite gifts is for them, so I won't be able to say it. And another one is one of the gifts I got Ellie, so I can't say that either. I think in general, my favorite gifts that I bought are like kind of out of the box things that I got to be a part of creating, I guess. An example kind of is when I got my grandfather. Me and my sister got him a watercolored portrait of him and my grandmother, and they're like walking on the beach, and it's like so beautiful. And I just love like, one, things that are not put on a list because you don't think about it, and two, things that I don't know, I just love things that like mean something, you know? You make a list on Amazon and it's like all of this like material stuff. Like my sister got me that painting of Jackson last year, and I love it. It's just the things that I don't know. And it's because I love giving gifts. I think about things that also, no, you're good. I start at like one thing and then I start getting ads for things. And I'm like, ooh, like let me do all of these things. But I am going to be doing a what I gave video. I'm probably going to post it on Christmas Eve and just tell my family that they can't watch it. And you, well, when are we going to do our Christmas? And it'll have Ellie's gifts in it too, obviously. But yeah, that's pretty much that. That'll answer that. Sorry, I can't give exact gifts. Everybody that I got gifts for watches these because I have supportive people in my life, I guess.
I just thought of this one because I was looking at Instagram. Who is your favorite and least favorite on Vanderpump Rules?
Oh, T! Okay, least favorite. We can start there because it's Kristen freaking Doty. Oh my gosh. She's gone because, so a few people got in trouble for like racist comments that have been said in the past or whatever when all the Black Lives Matter stuff was going on, and so they did get fired from the show, and she was one of them, which I was not surprised by because she's so rude. And I mean, I'm all for like people change and grow, and maybe she's a better person, but gosh, yeah, if you watch that show, like it is 8 seasons of her being horrible in every single episode of every single season. Like there's never a time in that show that I was like, oh, Kristen, okay, my hair is like really something. Never a time I was rooting for her. I'm sorry, I just couldn't find it in me to like her. So
who's your favorite?
Favorite, I don't like, are we talking like OG? Because I really like Brittany, but she's only been in there for like 2 seasons. She's like a Kentucky girl. She came into this LA life and she was like, I think honestly, probably Stassi. I love Stassi. She is now pregnant with the sweetest guy. I love following them still. She's kind of crazy at the beginning, but I feel like I had a connection to her from the start.
I am the devil.
Yeah, and one of the first, she's like, I am the devil. But she's just so funny, and I feel like she does grow throughout the seasons, which I really like watching her grow into like a confident and nice and genuine person. I think she'd probably be one of my favorites.
I really love Tom Schwartz.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I do really love Stassi, especially when she gets with Bo.
Yeah.
He makes her better.
Even though when she's like calling him in the bathroom at her party.
We all have those crazy times.
True.
How would you describe your ideal candle scent? Like,
generally speaking, clean is like the one that I'm never tired of. Like right now I'm loving the Christmas scents and stuff, but I would never be able to do that like all the time, like ever. I love that Christmas scents are at Christmas time and then you move on. But I think like a candle scent that I'm never tired of is like a clean scent. I got like a clean linen candle from Bath & Body Works. Fabulous.
Describe your ideal day of eating, like your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What would be your...
Am I being healthy?
your ideal day?
IHOP. Some IHOP pancakes with some hash browns, scrambled eggs with cheese, and sausage. For lunch, oh my gosh, probably sushi, but like some good sushi. You know, if I'm gonna say ideal, like somewhere fancy. I don't really go anywhere fancy. I'm like a public sushi kind of girl, which is good, but like if we're talking ideal, that's not what I would have. And then dinner. Surely you're not cooking. You wouldn't cook
maybe
it.
Maybe OK Cafe. I really love.
I've never been there.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Maybe like my grandma's, I'm talking ideal, so she can be alive. My grandma's country fried steak. So good. My mom makes it, and it's good. But, you know, nobody makes it like grandma.
Yeah.
Either that or my other grandmother's, my mom's mom, makes meat and rice and potatoes and, like, corn. Roast, so good. My grandma's like, she doesn't really cook anymore because she just doesn't have the energy, and I'm like, are you sure?
Come on.
I know. Like,
Grandma. What is your favorite thing about therapy?
So many good things. I actually just started with a new therapist. In our first session, I said, I'm still like kind of figuring out who I'm gonna stick with, and I was like, but I can get my previous therapist to like send you the notes and stuff. And she was like, honestly, I don't want them. She said, I want to know what you're comfortable sharing with me. I don't want to be like trying to fit all these pieces together from like what past therapists have said. And she was like, I want to take it like session by session, what you want to talk about, what you feel comfortable talking about. And it's like my favorite thing a therapist ever said. I was like, wow, like she doesn't want just like the Cliff Notes version. She wants what I'm willing to say and what I'm willing to give her. But I think my favorite part about therapy is having a safe space I know that I can go to every single week. Like when things will happen, I'll like write it down and be like, talk about in therapy. And then it's like a sense of relief because I know that there is a time I'm going to be able to think through that and talk through it and whatever. And sometimes I can't do that on my own. Know that I have that space and that that's what she's there for and that that's what she wants to be there for.
Got another dog. What type would it be and what names do you like?
Tea, Jackie, do you hear this? So I've actually thought a lot about this. So I want to get another dog when I get a house with a backyard because walking Jackson up and down 3 flights of stairs every single time he has to go to the bathroom or I want to go on a walk is just not very convenient. And also I think I would want to get a puppy because I think Jax would adjust to that best. I think if the dog like came in and grew up knowing, you know, this is Jackson's space. It's always hard with like multiple dogs trying to make sure they're both comfortable and safe and like whatever. He loves dogs. He's never had a problem with any dog ever. But I think if it was his space and I was giving it a lot of attention, he might be like, but I do want another dog because I want him to have somebody to play with. But I do want to adopt. I have so many feelings. I want to adopt, and adopting a puppy is like very rare because they go so fast. I don't want it as like a breeder or anything. I just want it like a puppy because I think it would fit best in the fam. I don't have any names picked out. I honestly didn't even have a name for Jackson. When I got him, I was with a friend and we were driving around and she was just spitting out names over and over again until I liked Jackson. And I liked Jackson because I could call him Jax. So I think I'll probably do a dog name, and nobody sticks to the dog name anyway.
No.
What's her real name?
Well, it's Frances, but
okay, her real name is France. Yeah, but we call you call her Susan or Franny or like Francie, whatever. But like nobody sticks to it. But I like the idea of having like a name that you can kind of shorten because it's like having a kid. You don't want to yell out their whole name. That takes forever. You know the camera catches that noise. Did you know that? So yeah, I don't have a name, but I want a puppy, hopefully that I can adopt and that will grow up and be a larger breed like Jackson.
So when you said why is there a muffin in your toaster? I thought this was a fun one to end on.
Okay, the muffin is out of the toaster. Also, for clarification, it's an English muffin.
No, I think that's where the
it's not. I understand I said muffin. I think I said English muffin in my stories once, and then I just kept saying muffin because it felt redundant to say English muffin. I didn't like stick an actual muffin into my toaster. I stuck an English muffin, and then I forgot about it. I talked a little bit about this in one of my last videos, but I took it out. It is now gone. It was trash because it was like rock hard. I was like, I guess it's good to know though that it won't start a fire. I mean, I guess it's not conducting heat once it's popped out. But big English muffin fan. I have it every morning. That's why it was in my toaster, and I apologized for my lack of, oh my gosh, I have to get my laundry out of the dryer. We're on day 3. It's fine. I'm fine. All right. So that's all the questions. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that this was semi-entertaining and a break from my boring daily life. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to me because I'm fun. Leave a comment. And I will see you tomorrow for another day of Vlogmas. We're almost at Christmas. Oh my gosh, we're 1 week away. Okay, bye.